welcome back to a Titanomics deck tech video. Today we're going to do like maybe a little bit more of an in-depth deck tech on this commander here, Arwen, the Mortal Queen. And I pretty much got this inspiration from playing on this against this deck probably about a month or so ago, and they just were proliferating indestructible counters and one counters onto their creatures like pretty freely, and they did that through proliferate. So Arwen comes on the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it. So the point is that for a turn you could basically send over counters to Arwen herself and to another creature, and she'll get that 1/1 buff. The creature will too, and they'll gain lifelink. It's just very hard to like kill the opponent because there's so much lifelink on creatures, and the creatures get so strong. So really a nuisance. Probably the only thing that really gets this commander is like, exile effects like Swords of Plowshares, creatures like Brutal Cathar, I suppose, Skyclave Apparition. Those cards are a little more tough for Arwen, but overall I feel like this deck is like mostly solid, more solid than not. I might want to make like maybe a couple different changes to it, just kind of looking at this as we go through. But overall I'm very satisfied for what it's doing. So here's Arwen. She is a 1 colorless, 1 green, 1 plains costed commander. She's a legendary elf noble. Arwen, the Mortal Queen, enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on it. 1, pay 1, remove an indestructible counter from Arwen. Another target creature gains indestructible to end of turn. Pay a 1/1 counter and a lifelink counter on that creature, and a 1/1 counter and a lifelink counter on that on Arwen. So she gets through like the sorceries. She can do this like an instant speed. You can do this on your opponent's turn, during your turn, while you're attacking. You can do all sorts of fun stuff with Arwen, right? So at the bottom end, kind of like a light, 1-drop kind of theme for now. We are playing the swords. I believe we had a Path to Exile too, but I really thought this was sufficient. Just like maybe a little bit of spot removal here and there. In fact, instead of like a Fateful Absence, which I did have, that'll just be an easy change right now. Let's go ahead, Path to Exile. That's fine. All right, so that should be fine. And we have like our nice little green land ramp here, like our mana dorks that don't depend on anything else to create mana. Just once they're not summoning sick, they just go ahead and produce mana. So Avon's Pilgrim produces mana of our colors, the plains there. It does cost 1 green. Whereas Delighted Halfling can cast any of our legendaries for color mana, otherwise it just produces colorless. Elvis Mystic will produce green. Hardened Scales, this is the one that will put an additional 1/1 counter once we put counters on things. So it gets an additional 1/1 counter. That's fine. Llanowar Elves will produce green, a little bit of ramp here. Thirsting Roots, that's fine as well. We don't need like the Golden Goose or the Arbil Grazer. This should be sufficient, Thirsting Roots, this one's fine where we can proliferate or search up a land if we're just, really jonesing for that land. We can get it. Utopia Sprawl, that's the one that just fits onto a forest and it starts producing plains or forests for us. Lost Jite is a very key card for us. It can be proliferated upon once those charge counters are put onto it. It can start untapping lands, so it can ramp. It can make our creatures get in very well, which is very good for Arwen. And it can also put 1/1 counters on things, which is also good for us as well. Here's the Ozolus. It's like a $40 card. It's absolutely insane. I'll definitely have to be like trading for this card because it's just out of this netherworld, and it'd only be like specific to like one of the decks I have, right? So which would be this one. So I will be acquiring that card for the in-person deck tech. So look out for that. Then we have Collector's Cage. This thing, it can hide away 5. So it looks at 5 cards from the top of your deck, and once you meet that criteria for having 3 different cards and putting on a 1/1 counter simultaneously, then you can play that card, cast that card for free and at that time, which is very nice, and without paying its mana cost. Dust Legion Duelist, this is fantastic because we're going to be putting lots of counters on things, so it just draws cards for us. Grateful Apparition, this will proliferate when we deal combat damage. A nice flyer there. Invasion of Gobekon, just another crazy like 2-drop where it can get in somebody's hand. Then once we flip this thing, then once our attacking creatures will put 1/1 counters on it, and it also just kind of acts as like a, can get through like make our things hexproof or indestructible. So it's also just a nice little bonus there. and the counters really start adding up really fast. So here's Luminarch Aspirant, just one of those fabulous, always assures a counter. Your things start to grow and get stronger. The thing will grow itself usually. Metastatic Evangel, this card is cracked, and we're just going to be playing non-tokens and proliferating on everything. It's absolutely insane. Bristly Bill, this is another new card that from Outlaws of Thunder Junction that also will put 1/1 counters on our items, our creatures based on the landfalls that come, and then it can have that really sneaky double the amount of 1/1 counters on each creature control. That's really sneaky tech. Kinkerbloom, this one can destroy an enchantment for 1. It can proliferate as well. It's just a nice body too as well. So it's a nice little multifaceted creature for us. Fanatic, this is just a nice mana dork, of course. Hydra Trainer, this is a new one. I'm very excited to show you this one if we get to play this, because that exert can really do some business, and even like an EDH format, maybe if you want to get in for that commander lethal, we could exert this and make our Arwen real strong. Incubation Druid, that is the one, if you have a counter on it, it will start to produce 3 of a color of any land we could produce, so like plains or forests. Ozolith, this one will produce, if one or more, it's like a Hardened Scales on an artifact, a passive effect there, and then we can selectively tap this and pay 2 to put a 1/1 counter on target artifact or creature, activate only as a sorcery. Pollen Bright Druid, this is the proliferate creature, so it enters the battlefield, we get to proliferate, fantastic. Botanical Brawler, this is the one where it will see whenever 1 or more counters are put on another permanent control. If it's the first time 1/1 counters have been put on that permanent this turn, put it 1/1 counter on Botanical Brawler. Very well. Here is a Conclave Mentor. This one is like the actual nuts, right? I mean, you get the counters going on this thing, and you're starting to put them on everything, and it's getting a little bit nuts at that point, right? So we do love the Conclave Mentor in this deck, and it's just kind of a nuts card, really, to be honest. Craziness, huh? It's just another doubling effect. Here's Watley's Raptor, and there is that one as well. So I just wanted to illustrate. So for instance, if we have a Conclave Mentor and like a Rishgar, we'll just move ahead here, and you go ahead and you put the 1/1 counters on each of them. These would go from 2/2 to 4/4, so it's just like an additional 1/1, just like the Ozolith, just like the Hardened Scales effect. Then you have Hotley's Raptor. This thing just comes on the battlefield, proliferate, has vigilance, fantastic. Then we have some more just nice little choices here that proliferate, like the Proud Pack Rhino. Bossry will be able to put counters on things, hopefully proliferate. Really, the Planeswalkers can get stronger and ultimate because we're proliferating so much too. So getting to these ultimates is definitely something we want to try. Sarah Ollenbach, this is just another really nice one where it's just, it's a soldier that it does train, so it puts counters on itself, and then like it starts exiling things as well. So it has that like dual effect. Bloated Contaminator, just a fantastic proliferate card with trample. Really that toxic can add up too. Contagious Vorak, this thing just also gives you the option to fetch a land into your hand or proliferate when it enters the battlefield. Evolution Sage, this one will proliferate when a land enters the battlefield. Evolution Witness, whenever a counter is put on this thing, you get to return a target permanent card from your graveyard to hand. It's absolutely gas. Fight Rigging, this one is very good we put so many counters, we're getting so strong, so just another hideaway card that we really, really like. Hugan, Defensive Temple, I really love the mana dork that it makes, and then additionally just putting counters, 1/1 counters on our stuff. So very good, and then it becomes a dragon that we can get more value off of. Ornery Tumblewag, this one's a nice one, like where it's like a Luminarch Aspirant, and then it also, when it saddles, it doubles the number of 1/1 counters on target creatures, so it's really crazy. It can get kind of nutty, right? There's Rishkar, the Pima Renegade. I love this one. This was suggested by the dojo. It just puts like a bunch of counters on things, and they can tap for mana. Tribute to the World Tree, just fantastic, like a great payoff, like for our creatures to get stronger, or to draw cards with them. Depending if they have power 3 or greater, so that's fine. Knight of Autumn, once again, just can put counters on things itself. You can destroy target artifact or enchantment. Really like a multifaceted card for us. This card is absolutely super crazy. The Staff of Completion. This thing can just start proliferating immediately, or it can add mana. It could just do so many things for us. So we just really love that one. The staff. New card, Witch Enchanter, can destroy enchantments or artifacts for that 4 drop, or just pay into it for life by paying some life. Now we love I love the planeswalkers that can make Arwen fly and be evasive. So we love like Elspeth. She lets our planeswalker fly for that plus -2, whereas the Elspeth Resplendent does a similar thing. And once again, these ultimates are very good. So, getting to these ultimates seems pretty appetizing. Then we have like a lot of wrath effects, like Day of Judgment, Wrath of God, because we have Indestructibly out on Arwen, and when we proliferate, we can give Indestructibly to some of these creatures till end of turn, and we can get through these board wipes pretty easily. She's a very good Voltron commander, so I really like her a lot. Wandering Emperor also can kind of act as that thing, like we can keep proliferating and always have that kind of like -2 exile available, just more removal, or we could just add counters. It's fine, it's perfect for us. Bloomhulk is a proliferating creature, so on the higher end, so maybe we'll be looking for some replacements when we move to EDH, something maybe a little more appetizing, a little lower cost. Sure, we'll find substitute. Expand the Spear is nice because you can proliferate twice. So that's really interesting for that 4 cost, and really interesting spell. Or just ramp. So that's very interesting. Toski, here's Mr. Toski. Just a really strong, creature that, kind of gets some card advantage for us, so we like that a lot. Ajani's pretty good in this deck, I'd have to say. It's okay, might be looking for an also replacement for that, but it can also distribute counters on our stuff, so, that's kind of the payoff to that too, right? So we'll keep Ajani in mind, The One Ring, just for those card advantage. We have Doomscar. It's really the plan, we can even run, Swords and Path and still run, about 4 or 5 of these Wrath effects, like Doomscar, Wrath of God, Day of Judgment, and then we also have, there it is, Vanquish the Horde. We even have, lands that can do that, like Ondu Inversion, so that's really interesting. Additionally, we have Virtue of Loyalty, so that's, can put us some serious counters on in that, 5-costed thing. Very good effect for us. Steel Seraph, so good to give Arwen flying and I think she already has lifelink when you move a counter over, but this one's just very good to give her flying really fast on curve. So we just love that. Love the Steel Seraph to get over things, right? Vorinclex, just another boon for this deck, doubling the counters we have on our planeswalkers that enter the battlefield and all the counters that we get while Vorinclex is on the battlefield. So good. Elish Norn just as another big bomb in our back pocket. Very good with these hideaway cards, for instance, the Fight Rigging or, the Collector's Cage too. Additionally, we have these 2 multi-phase cards. Amaria's Call makes those 4/4 angels or can act as a land. Then you have Turn Timber Symbiosis, which can also just fetch into the deck pretty good. Fetch up a creature. If it had Mounting Value 3 or less, they come in with 3 additional 1/1 counters. So nice. Or a land, perfect. We just talked about Ondu Inversion, can destroy all non-land permanents. And then Vanquish the Horde. Spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature on the battlefield, destroy all creatures. And then, of course, the Great Henge. So lots of value here. We also have Minas Tirith for a little bit extra value here. We probably should have Nykthos in here as well if I don't see it already. So let me go ahead and see if we have that. And then we'll be ready to go. That's a good addition. We'll just take one of these basics out. Perfect. So yeah, we'll do a couple games and just kind of demonstrate the playstyles. I have, I think, most of the cards, like I said. I think I might be missing some Wrath still. And the Ozolith. I really don't know if I want to purchase it, though. It's so expensive for the rare, for my Korea. It just kind of hurts. I might just try to go, to the LGS and try to, trade in some of my stuff for it, So pretty easy stuff here. Just looks like we want to get to Arwen as soon as possible. Kroxa is kind of a nasty thing. They might kill our elf here. What's our follow-up if they do kill our elf? I don't really know, but looks like they might be running some removal, so we'll just kind of be safe on the safer side, just kind of work into this. Probably still play the elf next turn. Oh, they don't have red mana for Kroxa. Okay, they're drawing. Okay, let's go into our elf now. We'll definitely be thinking about playing Arwen sooner than later. I expect Kroxa here on this turn. We might give up a land. Maybe. Okay, so we're not getting Kroxa yet. They might have a sacrifice effect, but let's go here. Edict. And oh, okay, no edict yet. So what's next? Liliana. That's a good like kind of follow up.
With the mysteries, I've come with answers. One of your friends has to leave.
Let's get I really want to use my surveil land on this one, so I think this looks like an emperor turn. I don't know how good. We get a little bit more value off Jugan. Guess it's this one. Tiny Bones. That makes me discard too, right? Jesus. Okay. Well, I'll be giving up the land if they croak some me now. No, they can escape Kroxa too. I definitely will be playing Jugan out even with a land because they're making me discard everything, and I'd rather just play my cards out. You know? And I get a little bit more value from Jugan, so yeah, it's basically like two creatures there.
Guards, to me. Oh, that's my cue to leave.
So we're going to lose our Seraph. It looks like they're going to probably go right into Kroxa. Oh, plunder. That's okay. Our deck is good enough to get faced off against alchemy cards, so that's a good sign. It means we're in a little bit higher of a queue with power. Trespasser. I don't know if the Trespasser can compete with my board here. It's a perfect draw. Go on these guys. I could have casted Arwen anyways. You know? So, oh, they're done. They're just over it. I was going to leave probably something up for Arwen, just in case. Can move over a counter or do that. But they had enough. We had a really strong board, you know? Well, thanks for hanging out with me today. I know a lot of you have been checking out the Greasefang deck, and yeah, I love it. I love that one. That one really came together very well. Very powerful. I feel like this deck, though, like overall, the Arwen deck seems also very good. I feel like probably in the EDH version, we definitely want to get into like a little more card advantage, probably like with like Sylvan Library and such. that could definitely be a way into that. Okay, we're against Grenzo. Really, really tough on like our elves. You know, like our Avicen's Pilgrim has a really tough time with a Grenzo. Wrath effects are pretty good against Grenzo though. So we can try this one out. How's our mana? Looks pretty good with a command tower, so. Don't really have a follow-up on turn 2. That's kind of slow. Yeah, maybe we'll mulligan this one. It's kind of hard to give away for turn 1 elf, though, but Grenzo has a lot of removal. Your opponent is in the tank pretty hard right now. Yeah, I mean, Grenzo doesn't play so many creatures like where a Wrath effect. It's going to be good later, you know, but maybe not in the opener. I'm trying to just maybe talk my way out of this one because I just know that my human monk is not going to have a good time. I would really like a tribute to the world tree or something that's like value, maybe more value. This is good though. Like they play mana rock, so Knight of Autumn might be pretty decent, but this raptor doesn't really look very good. Just be like proliferating onto nothingness. Oh, so they're probably gonna take my knight. I really wasn't going to play this on 2 anyway, so if they take the raptor, I mean, that's fine for me. Yeah, that's probably a good play for them is to take the knight if they have like for instance like Arcane Signet. Yeah, that was a good choice by them. And now they get my raptor. Oh, Norn. Norn, I don't know if I would have taken Norn there. It's not like I'm going to get up to Elish Norn with this. Trust the deck, you'll get the 2 drops you need, right? This one is really cool because depending on how many counters we have on creatures, it can do like a one-time buff where it exerts itself. It's really cool. Okay, looks like we're running into Grenzo next turn, which is super scary. How do they kill Arwen right now? Because it has indestructibility, you know? I guess I have to do the exert like before combat so they would know if to block or not. Are they breaking on land? No, they got it. Well, we have we got lots of good stuff in our deck, so this could be a big problem for us. The Jite, that's very good. That's very good. That actually was a good hit for me. Like, probably like not the worst, right? The Jite. That's not so scary. So, I mean, we can put counters on the Hydra Trainer or the Proud Pack Rhino, whatever one we want to block with. It looks like the Rhino would probably get up to Grenzo, a good blocker. If they want to swing in or not. What they could do is they could also like have, but they'd have to deal combat damage before they can start getting in freely with the Jite. So let's see what they're gonna do. Okay, Grenzo's in. Grenzo's attacking. Move over a counter. Still has indestructibility. That's why you proliferate. That's the whole point of that. And then I think they're kind of confused now. That's a very good card for them, of course, Malika Rebirth. So we just need to fade our swords. Yeah, of course, the swords. Yeah, makes sense. Yep, because we do have those exile effects, so... Wow, this thing has lifelink now. It's so awesome. I really don't care about... I mean, I guess I just leave it back. No, we'll do damage. Good damage in there. It's so funny how like everything went silent when like Nadu came out because Grenzo is like a villain there for a moment and no one cares anymore. But it just gets like these free casts.
You wanna go, tough guy?
It's pretty good for them. They can spend these counters on me not blocking. I mean, they can do that if they want to. We're literally just like a card away, though, from like just savaging them. Just like there's so much stuff in this deck that just goes well with Arwen. Like Hardened Scales, like any of the Planeswalkers are very good. This is very good. Like, yeah, just like a card like such as this. I just wanted to leave one open, right? I thought I could leave one open. What? Okay, looks like I can't leave one open. Still think we go for this. Okay, maybe I ordered that wrong. Oops.
I will put an end to this.
That's why I'm playing this deck too. Like I'm still trying to figure out like what are the best lines there. You know, I could have like for instance, Huatli's Raptored and got a counter down on like a Hydra Trainer, and then I could have went into like a Bloom Hulk, you know, and that might have been better line. I mean, a lot of those free spells are bad news for me, like Vorinclex and Amiria's Call. Oh, so that counts as casted, huh? Did they cast? Looks like they do. I do have 2 indestructibility counters on here, so we can kind of get busy right now. Definitely. So let's start with this. Let's move one of these over. I must be very boring to them because they're just roping me really bad. Hey man, if they're gone, that'd be great. I hope I don't ever have to play this guy again. How many counters are on this thing right now? 2 indestructibility counters, 2 lifelink counters. Like, what is the exert on this right now? It has, who knows what it would become. It's really hard to say. Like, it's going to be really nasty, right? Vorinclex, of course. Yes. Tibble, does that exile? Motherfucker. Probably a weak keep by me, honestly. My bad, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think going forward in the paper version, I'll be looking if there's like any better payoffs, like the Proud Pack Rhino and that 4-drop that also proliferates. They're a little slow. You go first. Not with the right mana. It's better. Excuse me. I don't know. We got into like a slow queue, so it is what it is, I guess. We have a good follow-up, even if our elf gets kind of blasted. We have invasion, so that's a good follow-up at least. Alright, so it looks like we're going to get a pretty sweet Arwen turn 2, which is really great. This Boromir looks really creepy, guys. Look at the eyes, man. This Night of the Autumn is just so good. Just like an instant scoop. Just like not even... They don't even want to see anymore. You know, I could even foresee it because like the artifact removal is so good. Like I even think like a Lorne could be good. Lorne of the Third Path to give us some extra cards, like even over that proliferate Rhino or the other green one. So that'll definitely go in now. So I'll make that change at least. This is a lot of mana, like really fast. You know, like basically we can get Elf to Utopia Sprawl and then to land, and then we're into Arwen like and a Utopia Sprawl like really fast. So how this works is you just basically go like this. This goes onto your forest. You can just produce like whatever you want. And then you have like a lot of ramp very fast. But you lead with your elf because this mana isn't available first, right? So you lead with you take the risk to have your available mana out the turn it comes out. You know, if we went to Utopia Sprawl first, we wouldn't be able to have done that sequencing. So that's why we did it like that. We'll definitely be pumping up our Arwen and then trying to get into this henge. And we should be able to do it.
I'm home. Remember your training. I have got new moves to teach you.
That's it, guys. Easy game. It's easy Selesnya victory. I am a gold machine. Look at all the gold. We're going to open up some packs at this. How many other content creators open up packs at the end of the matches? We're going to check them out. Some Modern Horizons 3 gas. God, the queue. What's going on today, guys? Send me some more alchemy stuff. I really wanna play against it. Opponent goes first. We have a fanatic against Essica. Huh. I don't really like this either. This sucks. These are all terrible. I guess it's a little bit better. It's just because they don't play creatures in here, so like the Path to Exile and the Wraths, they're just garbage. Just play it. They just get to the world tree, and then let's, pretty much GG from there. Oh, is this wash away? No! Oh my god, you toxic gamer. Our incubation druid's gonna be live, like, real fast. Oh, but I'm not proliferating. I'm such a fool. Oh, I'm such a fool. I have to have counters on the thing before it proliferates, Blake. Oh, they have creatures. Great. Well, what are we gonna do now? I would like to put counters on my stuff, I guess. This one, and this one. Sure. Yeah, let's just do this. And make me a soldier creature token. No attacks. Well, this is getting interesting fast. This is going to be a pretty crazy proliferate. I just chump block here. They can eat it though, right? Yeah, they can fight it. So who are they going to kill? The Elspeth or the Ajani? Or will they go right to the tree, the tribute? Oh boy, what a game already. Key? Okay, that's an alchemy card. This card's completely busted. But I mean, I don't think there's any 1 mana plays in that thing. When they give him a tally, that's scary because they could have casted that next turn. So I guess that's like a time warp or something, right? They have to be careful about swinging because I'm gonna proliferate on your ass, man. Wow. Now this produces a whole crap load of mana, so I can make any of these like indestructible too.
We have allies.
Wow, I can just ultimate that thing. Can they eat this? Don't think so. This has 2 indestructible counters too. Oh, that's pretty good, huh? Well, I'm not blocking with my incubation druid. Just telling you that. They need a wrath effect, I think, right? River's Rebuke. This guy sucks, man. First Wash Away, then River's Rebuke. Like, give me a break, bro. What do I do, man? I would like to get Arwen down and proliferate her. They need to fight this guy. That makes sense. There's the prismatic bridge. Great. Well, hopefully they have like things like this. Why don't you just give it up? What's your escape? 6 on there? Fine. so this unlocks a lot of stuff, right, for me. Next turn. And then this is pretty good. Yeah, I'm not too scared of that. I'm really not. What else you got, Eska? It's kind of a weird card. So like kind of a beat down bridge. Since we have 2 indestructibility counters, I foresee we can put one of them on the druid, and that would be fine, and we produce a lot of mana for the turn. And maybe have lethal. We might have lethal here, like with the, like maybe it's possible, because we might be able to give flying to the incubation druid with the Archangel Elspeth too. Oh my god, do you have enough mana for that? They don't. They're off by 1. So we have to go for the victory, right? So I think we start like this. This gives out a lot of counters, right? This one can go into flying. This one goes into flying. How many counters? 1/1. This can put up to 3, right? Might be enough. Let's try. Sure.
Until the multiverse is one, we will fight to make it so.
Nor can we run.
Oh, I had lethal there already. I didn't need to do that. Oh well. Any interaction? Ooh, boy. Feel it, Eslika. Feel your snizzle. Oh, yeah. Well, that was that. And there's the deck. I did not want to forget, like this Bloom Hulk is way too expensive for 4. Like a Lorne would be much better here for the main deck in general. And then moving to like our EDH pile should be pretty easy to navigate here. I really don't think I want to change too much about it. I did get some cards along the way. There's a couple like that are kind of interesting that kind of like double up your proliferates. I think like Pier is one of them. So those are kind of interesting, but honestly, kind of happy the way it looks right now, guys. You know, could find like a Worldly Tutor to get this Metastatic Evangel online. That's really good for us. So I could foresee like probably like a Worldly Tutor coming into the fold, and definitely like a Sylvan library for sure. Probably could get rid of like this Proud Pack Rhino for like one of those at least. Is kind of what I'm seeing right now. And is there anything that maybe like we want to see maybe in that manner as well? Yeah, the Botanic Brawler is probably just not good enough either. So, I mean, there's not too many changes, I guess. And then maybe cut a land for a Soul Ring. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know if I needed too much ramp with this deck. I don't think I have like an arcane signet. I just have all my mana dorks, so I was pretty happy with it. But let's go to the store and pick up some packs. We'll go the ringleader. Yeah, the new set is amazing, right? So many. It's a big set too. Definitely a lot to investigate. I don't know. They have a lot of people working over there at Wizards, huh? Nissa, right on. This was for my gold pack. Double down, sweet. All right, very cool. Look at this, Sahili. What do you do? Ooh, ooh, nice. I haven't got this one yet. Our Orm's Chant. You know, there's a. Oh my god, there's a hasty land. It's like so good. I think it's Arena of Glory or something. That card is so good. Really good in like Kalia commander decks where you're just exerting that thing and having Kalia enter in with haste. It's just another threat, right? Whew, what a brutal card. What a terrible card to play against. Orm's Chant. Target player can't cast spells this turn. If the spell is hit, creatures can't attack this turn. Nice. Nasty card. Springheart Nantuko, the Insect Monk. How fun. Ashling the Flame Dancer. Nice. Got the Chthonian Nightmare too. Volatile Stormdrake. Fantastic. This is like the swap. Get to swap creatures with this guy, right? Sweet. How fun. And then the Chthonian Nightmare. There's that. That's the one where like it keeps recurring itself, right? Keep sacrificing creatures, and you keep recurring it. It's like an endless, it is like an endless nightmare, Chthonian Nightmare. How fun. Oh, we've got some Eldrazi here. How fun. There we go. Still learning how to navigate this. Oh, sorry about that. But I hope you enjoyed the Arwen proliferate deck, and yeah, I can't wait to share this one in paper. It's going to be great. So have a great one. Bye.